So, if you can speak about the contribution of Indonesia, how can Indonesia contribute to Sudan's reconstruction in a way of that supports sustainable and inclusive growth itself, Mr. Ambassador?
As I mentioned earlier, Sudan is passing through a very difficult time, despite the fact that this war has made a lot of destruction. And now the war has almost ended, and the government is trying to move from its interim place in Port Sudan back to the capital, Khartoum. So we'll be having a huge, opportunity for infrastructure project and rehabilitation projects after this war, this devastating war took place in Sudan for the last 3 years and plus. So Indonesia can play a major role in that regard. And this is not just like humanitarian assistance. No, this is business relations. Sudan is very rich of minerals. Sudan is the 3rd largest gold producer in Africa and has the potentiality to be even one of the largest gold producers in the region. And a lot of minerals are there. So we can encourage Indonesian private and public sector to come to Sudan and do this kind of cooperation, which is creating mutual benefits for both sides. And I'm sure when Indonesia take this move towards Sudan, it will be an introduction to Indonesia towards other African countries through Sudanese, because we have one of the largest industry in Sudan, assembling industry for cars and trucks and agricultural equipments. And for example, if we manage to have a joint venture with a company like Bindat, so the products will not be only for Sudan and the neighboring countries with no custom duties. And this will be very good for our brothers here and benefitable also to Sudanese.
So if we're speaking about the investors itself from Asia, maybe you can name some big countries from Asia that already being invested there in your industries and others.
Of course, China is historically speaking, China is a strategic partner with Sudan for quite a long time. China is a major partner with Sudan in the oil sector and also in mineral. And we have a very deeply rooted relations with China. And India also is, historically speaking, also because we were colonized by the British long ago. So we have a lot of shared institutions, just like the laws that implemented in India was taken to Sudan long ago before the independence. But when we talk about the current situation and the future, I believe that Indonesia can play a major role in having a strategic partnership with Sudan in different areas, among them the food security and the mineral area and the energy security of Sudan is also rich of oil and gas. So the chances are open for the Indonesian major companies, the giant one, as well as the private sector. So it will be a very good opportunity for everybody to come to Sudan now for these huge opportunities.
Including the transaction system we call CRIS, QRIS or CRIS, is actually maybe very suitable for the market in Africa, especially in Sudan, do you think?
I wish now this is a very interesting area. We need to talk about it because due to the fact that Sudan was under sanctions, which was very unfortunate, American imposed a sanction on Sudan for more than 3 decades. Now the sanction is lifted, but still we face difficulties to have direct bank-to-bank transaction because we don't have strong trade relations. But if we manage to boost the trade level, definitely we have to develop a new medium of transaction. And among them, CRIS. If this CRIS is made active, it's not only between Sudan and Indonesia, it will be active between Indonesia and many countries in Africa. And this will encourage also not always the larger group of big business group, even for a medium and smaller business groups, they can do business with Indonesia in an easier way, because when you facilitate the transaction and you get some payment facilities, you'll be able to sell more. And this is what other countries are doing. I feel that Indonesia now is focusing towards Africa after the economic forum that took place in Bali 2 years ago. and we're looking forward to have the second one hopefully this year. And Indonesia must take the lead
Yeah.
and the initiative because it has the capabilities to do that.
Okay.
And among them, the easier way of transaction, so curious or other media, that makes a business easier between the business partners here and there.
Yeah, because everything is a scan away.
Yes.
Yeah, when you pay something or maybe you have a transaction of any